Off the coast of Palawan, one of the most biodiverse marine regions in Asia, there is an island that decided to do things differently. Here, hawksbill turtles are given a fighting chance from the moment they hatch to their first journey from the sand to the sea. Dugongs have made these waters their home, and their presence here tells you everything. Thousands of fruit bats call this island home because no one here has ever asked them to leave. All of it tended, restored, and growing. A resort that has made sustainability the foundation of everything it does. From the moment you step into your room, every detail has been chosen with the island in mind, where the luxury you feel and the nature you see are taken care of in exactly the same way. This is not an accident. This is a choice made every single day. This is Discovery Coron, where luxury gives back.
I think Discovery Coron would be an island paradise. You have obviously the luxury side of Discovery, hospitality taking care of you, but at the same time you're grounded, here to be one with nature, to appreciate how the ecosystem works, from the ocean to the land animals to the bats that fly overhead, and realizing that an island with people can harmonize somehow with the animals around it without fully disturbing them. And I think that's what makes Discovery Coron different from many other islands. Sustainability is now part of the brand value of Discovery Hospitality as a whole. Obviously, we have to start from within, then we have to spread it out. The staff need to understand why we do this sustainability, why it's part of our brand value. And once the staff understand that, it's going to be easier for them to make it a guest experience, especially for us in Discovery Coron. We need to focus on that and how the guest can experience that better and how they can be part of the sustainability effort. We try to minimize our waste in so many ways. For example, we don't allow single-use plastic. Based on data alone, every year we save 100,000 PET bottles, and that's a lot of waste that we've saved. Everything that we try to give the guest is either recyclable or reusable or biodegradable. Even our soaps and our detergents have to be eco-friendly because of all these things that can deteriorate the ocean, right? And we try our best to figure out how to compost as much of the waste that we can possibly compost. The vermicast composting is where we use all the trimmings, so that's the fruit peels, the vegetable peels, that goes to Taranuman. We mix it with the paper, with shredded paper, and there are African night crawlers and earthworms that will naturally eat this and be composted. So none of that is thrown away. Taranuman Farm was recently acquired by Discovery Hospitality. So it's on the mainland. It's about 30 minutes from here. The whole idea was to have a circular economy, go around, right? Make the guests understand where their food waste goes, and from the food waste, it's gonna come back to the island via farm-to-table produce. The main goal was hydroponics, and then you have your herbs, because the herbs are really hard to find. And the composting, because the composting is basically our waste that goes there. And then now we're trying to make it larger. So chickens are one, and eggs, obviously with the chickens. So that's the whole program of Taranuman.
So welcome to Taranuman Farm. My name is Rafi, Farm Supervisor. The Discovery Coron has its own sustainability program through Eco-Conserve. Rebuild, protect, and conserve. We grow our own vegetables and herbs here. Our goal in Taranuman Farm is to make the staff more aware of sustainable farming and healthy living.
We also teach our staff how to grow properly their vegetables. We have a Billion ng Ani program, which allows the staff to plant in their own properties here, and we buy that back. Actually, last year, if I'm not mistaken, we reached around 2 million worth of produce, but we bought from the local community. I like planting corals because it gives your dive a sense of purpose. Past few years, worldwide, there have been bleaching activities. So we're trying to figure out how to improve our coral reef. So all we do is reef fragmentation. So that basically those are reefs that are probably not gonna make it because of the waves and the current that break them. And we just try to replant it onto a stable structure. And that stable structure actually came from the wedding. After the wedding, it's not needed anymore. We just brushed them down. We decided to use that as the base for the coral. And it's been working. And you definitely see the fish starting to accumulate in the area. The reef provides a home because 70% of fish biodiversity is in the reef. And that's why the reef is so important to us. I was amazed to see the dugong for the very first time, how graceful they are. They're just eating the grass. They don't really mind anyone. I think people started realizing how difficult it is to find dugongs all over anywhere else. Now the indigenous people, especially in Kalawit, realize the importance of protecting them. They're just gonna eat. They know they're not gonna be touched. They know they're not gonna be harassed by the guest. So they just kind of stay there. And that's something we have to protect because once they leave, there's so little of them. And it takes a really long time for them to give birth and go through the whole cycles. So the fruit bats are quite interesting. They live here during the day because they know they're not going to be disturbed. At night, when they're active, they'll all fly to the main island behind me here. They're important to the ecosystem because they pollinate the trees also. So they eat the fruits, they distribute the fruits with their droppings and everything. When the sun rises again, they all fly this way. The 116 hawksbill turtles were hatched today. It's a great sign that the environment is doing well, that the turtle is able to find its way back. Because these turtles, the hawksbill turtle, don't live here. They'll go around, some will even make it to Vietnam or Indonesia. Then when it's time for them to nest, they'll come back to the island because they have a natural magnetism to the island because they were born here, right? It gives me a reason and gives the staff a reason to realize the importance of what they're doing, the importance of turtles when it comes to the ecosystem. And then now they realize that they're endangered. Should we do our part by protecting them? From the moment you arrive from the airport, when they give you the bracelets, the welcome bracelets are made by the local communities. Once you get to your room, you're given your complimentary foot wash. The materials they use for that is coffee grounds, the blue tarnate leaves, and the kaffir lime, which are all grown in-house. So all of those is organic. And then the oil that we use is from coconut, which is made by the local community here in Che. So that everything in that foot wash is very grounded and it's down to earth, and that's why we do it for all the guests to help them understand that they're in Discovery Coron already, and hopefully every step that they take will be towards sustainability. And when it comes to working with other organizations, especially those that we believe in help the community, it's important that we take care of the community. That's why we do have the Cheers for Chairs programs. Cheers for Chairs program is part of the proceeds from the Firefish restaurant. Goes to buying chairs for the local elementary schools. At present, we've donated 1,000 chairs to more than 10 schools in Coron, right? It's always been close to us because we know the importance of education. So the beach cleanup, it's a great way to get the staff involved and to make them remember why we're doing this and that sustainability should be always grounded in us. I always tell the staff and remind everyone what sustainability is. Sustainability is making sure that the opportunities and the resources we have today are available for our future generations, right? So it is our job to show that sustainability works on our properties that we own. We have to remember we're Filipino-centered, we're trailblazing, and we're based on sustainability. So that's the important thing to them. You arrived as a guest, and you leave as part of the family. Even if we're a tiny island here, I'd like to think we're creating a larger impact for others to follow as well.